What's going on, bro? How
What's
you?
going on, brother? All right. As far as what you, man, you 100% right, man. Can't nobody dictate what you talking about.
Huh?
I said, as far as what you was just talking about, can't nobody dictate what you talking about. This your platform. You've
Yeah.
been doing this. You've been doing this forever, and I praise you for not changing. I just really want to put on that whack 100 the Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. Basically, how I look at it is, how is it that he can be a gangster? He was a gangster with the girls in New York. He was gangster with them. Then some shit happened. He go to jail, snitch on him. Now it's okay for him to be a civilian. Like he get to play both sides of the fence. But when you speak on it and put it in a respectful way to a dude who's supposed to not even talk the code, but live that code, then vouches for the shit, then it's a problem that you spoke on. I just don't understand how people are wired. Even if you ain't a gangster, even if you a civilian, like to me, it's just common sense. If the dude want to be a civilian, God bless him. Ain't nobody stopping that. But your actions and what he did was foul, and it should be called upon. And for you to have your opinion about it, I seen nothing wrong with your opinion. I think you was 100%. I think you was dead on. And I think a lot of people looked at, because I like Whack too. I respect the Whack. I follow Whack. But when I seen that shit, that made me like step back. That made me look at, because I seen a couple of things he did, with the Nipsey Hustle thing, the Tupac thing. I think you're 100% correct, man. He's doing it for the fame and the money. But I actually started to believe he really believed the shit he be saying also. So I ain't
Well,
see nothing wrong with what you said, bro.
what I'm gonna say is this, right? Because I'm not gonna focus on no individual. So we had. I said what I said about that situation, but what I want people to understand, right? It's not about gangsterism with me, right? It's about integrity, right? And integrity for me means that you stand on what it is that you stand on, right? If you make a conscious decision as an adult, he keeps saying somebody's a kid. Whack itself with the jail at 17 and 18, right? Most of these gangbanger dudes is y'all bringing these kids home at 13 and 14 years old, right? They committing murders at 14 and 15. This is what y'all allowing into the gangbang society. So when you saying that somebody's not a gangster or whatever, it depends on what your definition of a gangster. Because you don't think somebody is built for something, that doesn't mean that that's not the lifestyle that they took on, right? So
Right.
a lot of people that I believe is in the street and they taking on a street persona and a street lifestyle that I don't think is built for it. Most people ain't, and you can tell that after the consequences come, right? So
Absolutely.
that's the reality of what the streets is, right? The streets will test you. You'll say you something, and the streets will test you and see if you actually who you say you are, right? So
100%.
when somebody makes a conscious decision, look, I'm engaged in the street life. I'm all in this. I'm rolling around with gangsters every day. I'm putting hits out. I'm talking crazy to people. I'm telling a person to shoot. I'm running around with the guns in the car. I'm doing everything that the streets entail, right?
Exactly.
Because
Right.
at that time that I'm doing it, it's beneficial to me,
Right.
right? It's
Right.
beneficial to me because I'm reaping the benefit. Because people
Right.
see me in this persona, I'm able to make money. I'm able to be protected by these people because I've taken on this lifestyle. So all the
Shit hit
all
the
of the
fan.
benefits, all of the benefits of the street life, I'm able to benefit from, right? So I want to engage in the street life because I'm able to benefit from this street life.
And the kids
When
is looking at
and the kids is looking at it because you know what? They like, wow, look at him. Look at
yeah,
the
I
dude with
can
the
do
rainbow hair. If he could do it, I know I could do this. And I could benefit off this. I could get money to do this. I could talk crazy to this. And there's nothing gonna happen to me. Good. Let me get involved in the streets. Cause if that's all it takes, I know I could do that. Right? I know I could do that. There's no consequences, nothing. Oh, and now
never.
he can tell on somebody. He can do all that shit, tell, and get out of all of the
Yeah,
consequences
scot
of it,
free.
and
Scot
still
free.
be rich and come home and have people talk about it's okay. What is the deter? What is the deter a young kid on the streets from doing it? There's no deterrent, right? So for me,
I think
when people saying, yo, you talk about this code, you want to uphold street life. No, I talk about a code of ethics for manhood, right? And what manhood says that whatever you do, anything, I don't give, whatever you do, you stand the consequences and you deal with the consequences of those actions. That's just what men do. So what happens is, just like I tell people all the time, when you look at Judas and Messiah, you know, the Fred Hampton got killed because of a snitch. You understand? Because of a weak rat. When you look at fucking when you look at Judas, the regular Judas of Jesus, he was scared. He denied Judas. He left him there. These are the individuals. So it's the quality of the individual. It's not about the criminality. It's the integrity of a man that is not willing to be who he is and not willing to deal with consequences. So they're willing to take the easy way out, to snake and weasel their way out of their consequences so you can deal with yours. That's what it is for me. It's not even about criminality. It's not about the gangster shit. It's that 6ix9ine signed up for something that he wasn't built for. And because he wasn't built for it, right? Do we give him a pass because he was too weak? We ain't give it to nobody else because we thought everybody. So all the so-called gangsters that told, right? You didn't give them no pass when they told us say they should have never been in the game, right? They was doing all this shit. So who else we ever said, yo, they should have never been there? Nobody should. Obviously they should because they wasn't built for it. Because when it came time to stand up, they didn't stand up. But nobody gives nobody else that grace, right? So why do we give this individual that actually comes home again with the same persona after you told on people, right? You come home with the same mentality. You still talking to the Chicago dudes saying you need to shoot this. So what I'm trying to say is, as young men, the message I want to be relayed, right, is that if you are a man of any level of integrity and honor, right,
you don't stand by. You don't stand by that man.
You just don't. What I'm trying to say is, I want these kids to understand what the greater message is. The greater message is this: the streets is not for nobody, right? But if you make a conscious decision that that's what you want to do, right?
Stand on it.
Then deal with the consequences that come with it. It's with anything you come. Like you can't get in a boxing ring, right? You signed up to be a boxer. You're probably not that good. You get in a ring with a nigga that can't beat you, right? If he knock you out and beat you, you can't press charges on him, right? Because the rules of that game say, yo, you gotta take. Nigga can beat you up, bruise you. If a nigga knock you out unconscious, break your jaw and all that, in a regular world, that's assault. In the civilians world, that's assault, right? But when you sign up to be a boxer, that ain't no assault. That's what comes with the game, right? If you're on a football field and a nigga hits you, you gotta take that. It ain't no assault. You can't call the